Ooh. That's us, baby.
Well, it was more for me because I'm back for my second back end show.
Yes,
so
you are.
That was more of a self-aggrandizement, but I'm back.
Hey, welcome back, Ty.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, man.
I'm glad I didn't mess up too bad on the first one to not get the invite back.
You literally introed yourself.
What was that?
You literally introed yourself.
Yeah, no, I did. I'm back. Well, because last time I was listening to do my research, listening to the back end show 15 released or 16 released today.
Today. Yeah.
And I didn't
last
get
Thursday.
Yeah, I didn't get introed until like 6 minutes in. So I was like,
We did delay it a little bit.
We did do that.
I don't know if that was a problem. Well, it was an issue on our end. We forgot, to be honest.
yeah, it was no big deal. I just took initiative to make sure that didn't happen again. Now we're ready to go.
Yeah, you were very affirmative, and I appreciate that. But it's an intro for yourself, so there's that.
Yeah, I don't know. Are we a podcast about humility and thinking about others before yourself? Maybe. Sometimes.
Sometimes we get tagged as that, yeah.
Yeah.
Or that's our attempt of content.
Yeah. And is it a little I don't know, off color if we're introing ourselves?
Well, let's consider it even. So I was too early this time, too late last time.
Gotcha. It's a even average. I like
average.
I like where your head's at.
There you go. That could be your average quality. I do love the song choice, though.
Thank you.
That's going to hype up our listeners. I know that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Who sings that one?
You don't know who sings that, dude? Come on.
The real
Eminem?
Yeah.
The real
there
Slim
you go.
Shady.
The real Slim Shady, dude. He's the fucking man.
Crushed it.
Unbelievable. How we doing today, though, fellas? Good?
Yeah.
Freaking killer Saturday. What, 2 Saturdays ago? Great work on your guys' end. Freaking crushed that shit.
That got me fired up. Those 3 little marketing intern spotlights were awesome display of diversity of just like how the conversation flows, and then at the same time just great content all around.
Always great content. I think we should start doing that for Monday shows. I think we can get some good rhythm there. It's just easier to book it too. Like just asking everyone to be there on a Saturday morning. I wouldn't say it's easier just because everyone's availability is all over the fucking place, but put it in front of them 2 months out, got some chances for some big time hitters rolling through this place. Which I think is very funny that people are now realizing that we're just recording in our house, but we still pitch it as a studio.
Oh, you have to pitch it as a studio.
Always.
With trip and slip.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, because we got some steep steps.
I love seeing people's like reaction because I'm usually sitting up here when the next person comes up and the third person comes up and seeing their reaction. They're like, oh, like it kind of just hits you right in the face. Like you walk up a second steep flight of stairs.
Yes.
And then right away you're like, oh crap, it's like right here. And then
Yeah.
they hop in the saddle and you guys get going. But
Yeah.
A lot of people think it's a lot smaller than they anticipated. They were imagining this little spot in the house to be bigger.
Yeah, which how much smaller can it actually get, to be honest?
I think much smaller.
You can't get much smaller than this, dude.
No.
This
But
is about
we
as small
made
as
it pretty spacious.
Yeah, we did. We've definitely made it a lot better. But what's funny is like when you take that turn around the corner in the hallway, and then the door up here is people just assume it to be a closet
Every
I feel
time.
like.
No one thinks that, like, oh, there's another flight of stairs.
Ooh.
And then they are crunching down and leaning around trying to get up it.
Yeah,
It's a beautiful
it's
sight.
freaking awesome though, man.
I usually lead the way. You're usually the guy in the back.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends because it really depends who asks to get water or Lacroix. You got to ask that first question, and
Sure.
then like if you're running water or I'm running water, the other guy's usually taking them up.
The lead dog.
Yeah. I think I've gotten a lot better with that with not asking podcast questions while we're off air. I think we've finally got over that hump. It's been
Yes.
about a month.
You've had great improvement, great self-awareness.
Yeah.
I applaud you for that. Yeah, good work.
I will say though, we ran into an interesting situation with Mary Lavoie. We saw her actually 12 hours before we were interviewing her.
Yeah, the night before.
At the bar. I don't know what bar, but we saw her somewhere and we were like hanging out with her, and it was like, God, I don't even know what to talk to you about right now because I'm gonna unpack all this in 12 hours. I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, you got to keep it light, keep it full of just a little chit chat.
Yeah, but what do you ask at that point? All we know is conversation.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. You just end the conversation.
You just end it there,
yeah,
and then you just look like an asshole, kind of. But she got it, I think.
yeah. She wouldn't answer our questions in full because she's like, oh,
Smart.
I'm gonna save that for tomorrow.
Yeah, she was playing hard to get,
Yeah,
and like
which
for
was
any
money.
podcaster, you were like, oh, all right, let's go. So
Sign
we had
me
that
up.
going for us.
Yeah.
Wild. We ready?
Let's jump into it.
Let's fucking jump in.
Yeah.
All right. Who's going first? Average quality.
You can take it.
You really? You want me to just go? Nose goes?
Ooh,
Oh,
back to
Andrew.
Andrew.
All right, back to me. My average quality is using words that are super neutral and not like explaining myself. Just being content with saying like interesting. When someone asks me like questions, or like you get the 7, you get the 1 to 10 range, and just going for 7, because like best, like it tends to be in the best, 0 is worst, and you just pick 7 because it's so easy. Or when someone asks like how's the movie? It was
Good.
interesting.
Interesting. Sure.
Like just bullshit answers that are so soft that really no thought into them, and and then like the conversation just moves on to the next thing. Like it's basically just trapping the puck on yourself, like not giving anyone any content to build off of.
So your average quality is
Using neutral words.
using it. So you actually go the opposite direction.
No, I want to eliminate that. That's my average quality right now.
Gotcha.
And my intention is to be a little bit better with it and be like, oh, when someone asks me, how's your food? Not that it's good. It's the barbecue sauce on there actually topped it off really nice. So thank you for asking, Wendy, the server. Yeah.
I like
and then
that.
just really throw them for a loop because they're expecting good. Like they're doing the drive-by good route.
Right.
So
You might start annoying servers. Like they might just be like, oh my God, I don't want to ask this guy about his food. He's going to tell me all how the sauce tastes and the whole thing.
and I'm going to give them one of, like the delicious.
Oh, Andy Italian.
Andy Italian.
Do you think your kids are obviously, when you have kids, allegedly.
Yeah, whoa, where are we going? How fast are we traveling into this theoretical world?
Well, we're taking a serious decade leap probably.
Okay.
And you probably won't have hair, but you're definitely going to be a dad who's, not going to take how was your day at school? Good answer.
No way. Will
No
I allow
chance,
that. Yeah.
dude.
You're going to have to unpack what it was like to walk in that day and what it was like in every moment in every class.
Get
period.
ready, dude.
Yeah.
I can just see Andrew, like you guys still have the podcast going on, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Just, don't make me take you up in the studio. Don't make me sit you down with the microphone and let me
dude.
make you unpack your story.
I could totally see our podcast being punishment for our kids.
Yeah. Don't make me podcast again.
Oh my God, Dad. Are we really going to... You're acting like you're on the podcast again, Dad. I can totally see that shit.
Yes. Like you're acting like you're on the podcast again, asking these questions, and then we're just gonna it's gonna be flipped back to our court and be like, no, like this is who I'm gonna be, me all the time. You're getting podcast Andy all the time.
Yeah.
Podcast Dad.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm even going to frickin' balance my life with... we were even having trouble with it with Mary at the bar. It was like I can't have a conversation without me being... everyone looking at me like I'm trying to podcast right now. It's like, no, I'm just trying to have a conversation, dude. Much different. But not really, though. You know?
I wonder if more of our friends are like that. Like, oh, they're getting all podcasty again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ran into it a couple times, like when I was doing my podcast. Like I would ask questions that I thought were a little bit more thought provoking, and maybe it's like a circular logic sort of thing. Like because you do it so much, you want to keep digging because you know the good stuff that comes out of digging into people's stories. So you want to keep doing it, but then people look at you and they're like, why don't you just ask them about the weather? Like why do you have to ask them how their upbringing now relates to what they're doing in their life or something like that?
Yeah.
So it's like, by virtue of you guys doing this so much, you probably have gotten so good at it that you're like, I want to keep going. And then people probably look at that and be like, stop trying so hard.
Yes.
They see it as trying hard.
Yeah.
That's exactly
when it's
the
just
problem.
natural at this point.
It's just caring a lot is all it is.
We're just givers. We're really just trying to give.
This whole thing's a giving platform as far as I'm concerned.
It's like the Michael Scott quote, I trust too much and I care too much. Those are my only 2 flaws. That people kill me on that quote. You get the idea.
Yeah, I get it. I'm on board with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think going off of your, or just this topic of conversation, caring too much, my average quality is knowing what my love language is. So
let's unpack this.
Yeah, so
As the house sat down and watched the Bachelorette or Bachelor,
Bachelorette,
the one on ABC,
Bachelorette, yeah.
it's currently going on right now, and we were all watching it, and then it got like crazy too because we were like pausing it, and then we were all talking about it, and it turned like an hour show into like a 2.5 hour soiree.
Was it your first time watching it?
Yes.
So you had to get caught up on all the backstory, I'm assuming.
No, it wasn't even context there. It was like we were watching it, and then all of a sudden someone would bring something up, and then Bailey, our Maddie C's girlfriend, was like, "Hey, what's your guys' love language?" And we were like, "What?"
Wow. That's a deep question.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know. So do you guys know what the love languages are?
Yeah. So
There's 5 of them.
Well, Giselle unpacked it on her first podcast in July of last year.
Okay, so we know them.
Well, we got told them.
How many can you name, Deck? How many do you think you can name?
Okay, I'm gonna start. I think it's gifts, acts of service, quality time, physical touch. I'm missing one.
Affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
Yep, that is all correct.
Those are all okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know what mine is.
Okay. Well, I'll read you some brief definitions, and you can see if this jogs anything for you. Okay. Words of affirmation: using words to build up the other person. Thanks for taking out the garbage. Stuff like that. Okay. There's a terrible example.
Been yearning for that.
Okay.
Actually,
Have you? Well, maybe there's more. Gifts. A gift says, "He was thinking about me. Look what he got me." Okay.
So if
I think I know what a gift is.
Yeah.
Not a GIF, but a gift.
Yeah, a gift.
I thought you said GIF originally,
Well,
like one of those
Bro,
quick
if
motions.
people were just sending me fucking gifts of themselves
all
all the
long,
time.
like that's my love language.
That's your love language?
I'm assuming.
Oh boy. Okay.
Gifts
Acts of service. Doing something for your spouse that you could, that you know they would like.
I thought that was more like working for the government. Like
Nah,
you got
it's
like
like
some post
cooking a meal,
postman
washing dishes, that kind of stuff.
What's this one called?
That's acts of service.
Acts of service.
Yeah.
So it's not joining the military.
Not.
I have a friend actually who's in the Navy, and I appreciate him. So
Okay. Maybe. Okay.
Something
Quality
to think
time.
Quality time.
Just giving the other person your undivided attention.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the one I like because we do so much of this podcast stuff, and
Yeah.
that is quality time.
Or physical touch, which pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I like hugging people.
Yeah.
I'm a big hugger.
Yeah.
That's what I default to. I
Sure.
don't know. I feel like that could be it too.
You finish it. Is it physical? Where do you get off, dude?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think I'm gonna stick with quality time. I think that's it. But it was just weird, like having that question asked to you, and you're just like, I didn't even know love existed.
This is like a different conversation.
Now we're gonna go ahead and split it up into 5 different segments.
Five pieces of the pie.
We're gonna split it in 5s, and then we're gonna fifths, and then we're gonna figure out which one you like the most. That's what love is now.
It's kind of an interesting question though, because I think it poses some like interesting things about how people feel validated and how they like approach their interactions, like what they're looking to get out of the other person.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting.
What do you think your love language is, Ty?
I'm definitely like a touch guy. Like Dex said like a hugger.
Dude, you like hugging.
I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger.
Ladies.
Not even romantically though. Like obviously like that's an aspect of it, but just like when I'm like having camaraderie, like I'm a big like put your hand on the shoulder guy. Like I love a good handshake. I love a good like pat on the back. Like I love having that like physical connection.
Yep.
I think that's really cool. Like even just in a conversation, not even romantically. I think that really like bridges some really cool gaps.
Yo,
Feeling
I'm for
muscles,
sure,
dude.
I don't know. I'm the guy that does that. I don't know if I need that, like personally, but I'm the guy that's always smacking a dude on the shoulders, like, "How you doing?"
Yeah, that's the best.
Like I just come in hot, and I see my boys, and I'm just like, "Yo!" And it's the clap, and I just think it's the funniest shit. And I know like people hate it because I come in kind of hot, but it's funny as hell to me.
Yeah, because some people actually don't like physical touch, and some people,
Yeah.
I don't understand out of all 5 of those how gifts it just made it into that. Like, yeah, if you give me a physical object, I'll love you more.
They want things.
They just want things, dude.
Yeah.
Some mom put that in there for sure. I don't know.
Ladies love things.
Ladies love things,
And I'm gonna put them in that box.
That was sick, dude.
Terrible podcasting, but
Hole in one.
Holy shit, that was dope.
he just one-hopped it into the hole.
Yeah. Oh my god, this looks kind of like your dad, Ty. Who is this?
Give a physical.
And it freaking cuts the commercial.
Give a little physical description of what happened.
Yeah, we have the U.S. Open up on the top.
Yeah, so we were talking
This
about
has happened a week later. So
whatever. Yeah, we already know the championship. We're watching this opening day.
Yeah, Brooks Koepka won again.
Yeah, Brooks Koepka probably won it, and this guy on opening day just holed out, like Ty said, and he definitely looked like your father. And that guy's love language is physical touch for sure.
Gave the. I love when golfers get to give a mean high five. Like
he did the double high five with his caddy.
Hold on a little bit at the end.
I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I want to add one more thing to that. What we were like pausing the TV with the Bachelor and stuff.
Yeah.
The other question that was posed, from Bailey, because we were all like hating on this. The girl, is she a Bachelor or Bachelorette?
She's a Bachelorette.
She's the Bachelorette.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Bachelorette.
What's her name? Janet. Her name
Amanda.
Amanda. Okay.
I believe.
Are you sure? Okay.
No, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm confident that it's not Amanda actually, but she.
Janet sounds right.
No, I don't think so.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
There's no Bachelorette named Janet.
Oh, fucking! What do you mean?
She's making out with every single dude on the show, like left and right. They were just cutting to scenes with different dudes and her making out, and we're all like, "Oh, come on, get her ass!" Like, how could you ever marry someone that's doing this and like you're trying to get her to love you? And then so that's where we paused it, and then we all had this, conversation about the Bachelorette hooking up with all the dudes, and Bailey goes, but isn't it kind of like, you made out with a bunch of people and then you go ahead and date someone and like that's in your history, so like that's part of like every person's story. And I'm like, well, I'm not like pursuing a girl and she's making out with a bunch of people.
Yeah, when we talk about history and like smooching girls, it's usually over like multiple years if you're a guy like me.
Yeah.
But we're watching a show that's been accelerated in about 30 seconds with commercials, so like 15. That's bananas.
That was
dude.
bananas.
How does that work?
I don't know how you can justify that into marriage. Like, I get it, that's fun. Like, I'm not denying that's like a bad thing to have in life, but to like push that towards marriage, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let me pose this question, or maybe Ty can do a quick Google search.
Dude, you forgot her name.
Hannah. Knew it was that.
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
She's
dude.
living two worlds, I feel like.
And she is for sure, dude. And she's not going to marry any of these bozos on this show. I can already tell you that. Spoiler alert. But how many Bachelor/Bachelorettes are still happily married to this day? That's a question I want to answer. But while he's looking that up, look, I'll say it, dude. I don't know if we accomplish a lot on this podcast. I don't know that. But I can for sure say, after watching The Bachelorette, we're heading in the right direction, because the shit that those guys are talking about on there, I don't know it was like constant banter between Hannah and a dude, but I couldn't follow the conversation. I literally did not understand if they were saying anything.
Zero intellect.
How do you have a conversation like that?
I don't know. How do you try to get to marriage in the show? Like, that was
from that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, are you ready? This is a small game. So between The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, there's two different stats here. So from which show? So The Bachelor is where there's a guy with a bunch of girls. The Bachelorette, a girl with a bunch of guys. Which show do you think has more couples still together?
Ooh.
I think the guys.
Yeah. Bachelor. I think Bachelor has more has more current couples than The Bachelorette.
You're both incorrect. It's The Bachelorette. And out of the past 14 seasons of The Bachelorette, there are 6 couples still together. That's a pretty good hitting percentage, a little less than 50. I mean, when you think about half of couples get divorced, so
sure. And if you think about the intention of the show of
that's real, right? Like the actual
people.
Divorce rate is 50% or something.
Yeah, it's around there.
Yeah.
Although millennials are lowering the divorce rate by getting married later in life. It's a real stat. The Bachelor, this is horrible. After 23 seasons, only 2 couples are still together.
You're kidding.
I was way off. Dudes are idiots.
That's because they aren't dialing in their love languages, and it's pretty obvious.
God, why didn't I think of that right away? I think I have confidence in like my thoughts. No, I don't.
Okay, Andy, put yourself as a bachelor.
Yeah.
And you got 13 smoke shows walking into a room, and you got to choose one.
Yeah, that's not going to be good for my health.
And then you choose the one, and then you got to convince her that even though you were taking all those other girls on dates, no problem. I like you. I actually love you.
Yeah.
And that, yeah.
Yeah, Andy ain't going to be too good at that.
Yeah, no, I don't know if you're going to be great at it, to be honest.
I think I wouldn't do well. I would unsuccessful. I would be one of the... You said 23 and 2 success. I'd be the 22nd.
Yeah.
Of unsuccessful.
Of not good
attempts. But I don't know if I'd have fun. Honestly, I'd be like,
I'd be
more panicky. I'd be more panicky than anything.
Yeah.
I'm already panicky in like my normal day to day.
Yeah.
I don't need to add that in.
Okay, this is a great transition because speaking of like being overwhelmed, like being like, because you'd be in The Bachelor like, oh my god, I have to find love. Like if I don't find love, like you fail, right?
Yeah.
My average quality is being able to talk to girls.
Nice.
Is a great transition. When you brought up the love thing, I'm like, okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so to set a bit of context, started a new internship recently. So there's 100 interns. So they're just like
That's a big company.
Right. It's huge. 6,000 people at this location. And so 100 people, you say 50 of them are girls. So that's like 50 new girls that are my age that I've never met before that are all just now in like my proximity. And so I'm like, you know, I'm excited. I'm like, I like to meet new people.
That sounds like an awesome
Now that
playground.
half of them are girls, it's like, okay, fantastic. Well, it's, you know, it's a work setting. Got to be professional. But, you know, just
but
like
you could do. But as an intern, I've been saying this for years. I was an intern myself at one point. You have the entire 100% full go to just be a knucklehead. Like you can just be a knucklehead, and it's the best thing ever.
People forget that interns have the longest leash.
The longest leash, dude. They can't do anything. You're only with them for 2 months. You have no expectations going in, and you can do anything that whole time. And you just got to you just kind of have to be like a good person, and they'll be like, all right, I would like to have a good culture fit. I would say.
Literally, if you show up like on time and don't do anything egregious the first week, like you're fine the rest. Because like you said, you're only there for 2 months. So even if you suck, they're like, oh, they're gonna be out in like a month anyway. We might as well save ourselves the trouble of like trying to fire them or something like that. But anyway, so there's all these ladies. I'm making new friends and stuff. It's kind of like going to high school again, especially when there's all these new people. Like you have to find like who you're gonna sit with at lunch. Like who are you gonna talk to at the water cooler, like stuff like
Everyone's
that.
always trying to be super professional.
Super
in these
professional. So
environments.
you're kind of trying to feel each other out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there are a couple, attractive, very smart ladies that
nice.
got my eye on. It's like I don't know, like how to break the ice with them. Like I don't obviously we all work there, but it's like how do you bridge that from okay, we work together, like we're both interns, to like something outside the office. That's that's where I struggle.
All right, so are you looking for some Backpocket advice here?
I mean, I would love some.
Yeah,
sounds like he's asking for some.
I think he's asking for some. So we got some new tactics that our roommates have been using, and now we just tapped into it recently too.
Yep.
We run a show called the Backpocket Podcast, as you're listening to right now, and there's always like things that you can do to extend your hand in service within this. Like, say, one of these fine young ladies plays an instrument or something. They're in a band or what, and you are trying to get their number. Well, the Backpocket is always looking to throw an event, and we need people. We need people that are going to entertain. So
we're always looking for entertainers.
Always looking for entertainers.
Unique stories.
Yeah, unique stories. If they just want to share their story, their conversation,
right?
Then that's an easy skate. That's an easiest route to go. But if they have a unique talent and you can dive into that, and I mean, we are offering you that full Rolodex of openers, of peacocking, if you will.
Yeah. So you're saying like I go up to a girl like, you're so interesting. I think you should.
Whoa. That's a little forward.
Don't do that.
This needs a platform. Shoot these guys a text. Andrew and Deck.
Don't do that.
Great friends of mine. I can actually just give them your number. If you give me your number, I'll give them your. Is that how you think that would work?
No, I'm thinking it's more along the lines of, oh, you play the violin. That's wicked cool. Like I
ask a few questions.
Yeah.
Where do you guys come in? You said.
Again, we're at the bottom of the funnel. Look at this shit, dude.
Yeah,
it's at the
how
bottom
you get
of the
number.
Oh, you play violin? Dope. The only thing I know about a violin is Mr. Krabs playing the small violin when SpongeBob gets sad. Like that's honestly my only. But you can crack that joke. Immediate relation. That's like the first thing is literally figure out what the hell they do outside of the office and just try and relate to that as hard as you possibly can. Provide value.
Overheard you over at Babahab's Kapkama. Isn't that just the hardest name to pronounce? Like, aren't you just like disappointed that they changed it to something that you can't pronounce anymore?
What is it?
Babahab's What's the lake over there?
Lake Calhoun.
Lake Calhoun. Exactly.
We talked about this last week too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but whatever it is, look, you don't have to include us in it, but I think the value-added approach is by far the best way to do it. Find what they're interested in and just like send them shit. Like be the DM guy.
Oh my God.
Not slide into the DMs of like, hey, you're cool, we work together.
With value.
DM them something that's funny. DM them something that they're already interested in that you think you think they would find funny.
And maybe it's some Backpocket content.
Or
Just-
you throw them a Joe Rogan podcast and really see how they work with that.
Yeah.
So okay.
That's Declan's favorite thing to do right now.
Yep. So here's what I've been doing. First off, if always work on calendar invites. So you already have these ladies' emails.
Right.
Definitely send them calendar invites if you're trying to do anything, any sort of inquiry. You always follow up, in person first, and then follow up with calendar invite. And then make it some sort of sneaky calendar thing so no one's, stays off everybody else's radar. Second thing, you're in the office doing nothing as an intern in your cubicle all day.
Right.
Assuming. I don't know. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. But everyone's going to be listening to podcasts. If you send them a podcast that you think they would be interested in, easy. Just send them a Rogan podcast. That's what I usually do. Or, again, we can sit at the bottom of the funnel. You can send us.
Yeah. Well, that's an hour and a half a podcast of a content that you can now have a conversation about, of like have a mutual interest. If they listen to that podcast and they found two things interesting in an hour-long conversation, now you're easy money. That's a good lunch break talk. And then next thing you know, you're recommending like freaking, you want to go to Red Cow and
you want to get married. What's your love language?
Yeah, exactly. It goes from Red Cow to love language like that. And
You might even want to start with love language.
I'm not saying we're great at this, but I'm saying we have a Rolodex of options.
And we have experience. I would also say the last thing you could do, and this would be the last thing that you could do, Ty, would be tell them about Bachelor.
That's way bottom of the funnel.
No, that's top.
That's the first thing
That's
you offer.
so
I
top.
think we got our funnels inverted a little bit.
No.
Yeah,
we sit at the bottom of the. A Bachelor is so top of the funnel in terms of just like.
I'm the bottom of the funnel. Like I ordain you. Like that's my model. Like you bring me in when that's around.
Oh, like you're the last like check. She's good.
She's good.
Yeah.
You're married.
Like
I'm the ordained
approval type
minister.
shit.
That's bottom of the funnel.
I'm the ordained minister.
Yeah.
Okay.
It all starts at Bachelor.
And it ends here, in the studio where I get married.
No way. That would be nuts too.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I would do it.
Look, if we got to do that stuff,
Bring it to Bocello.
Bring it to Bocella for sure. I actually.
You said there's 50 of them. Bring them all.
Seriously.
We'll give them a promo code. It's called the Ty Web Special. That's your promo code.
Use promo code I know Tyler and get 15%, $15 off your ticket.
Promo code marketing intern. It's perfect.
Easy. That's so easy.
Yeah. It's so easy.
Okay.
But I'm glad we could help. Was any of that helpful?
Yeah, I think I'll have to come back and check the tape and just kind of, it's a lot of information, so I'll have to listen again and kind of pick out the real value pieces. But
no, there's real value across board.
I'll figure something out.
We got some.
I'll keep you guys updated.
Hey, I appreciate you opening up that you about this because that was good content.
That was really good content.
I feel like I'm not very good at it either, but these tactics I'm going to use now, like talking through them.
Yeah.
I'm excited now. I'm going to actually use that.
So maybe we all come back next week and just kind of do a little how'd we do type thing.
I'd love that.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
Let's go test our work this weekend. We'll build a little case study.
Yep.
Come back and let's rehash it.
Little words into action here, fellas.
Great.
Because I'd love a good case study.
Yeah, I would too. Actually, one more thing there is just get them asking about you somehow, Like
About me or about them?
Show vested interest in them.
Okay.
So that, and if they're the right kind of person, they're going to put that right back on you.
Yeah.
Right? And then that little exchange of, value could result in some cool shit, I think.
Fantastic. I think that's good.
Okay.
I think that might have been the best one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right,
I'm glad we finished with that, dude.
I think you should jump into what did you learn, man?
Oh, dude. So I'm on my final book of my little trio audiobooks I've been reading. It's been Homo Sapiens first, then Homo Deus. Now I'm on 21 Tips for the 21st Century. It's by Yuval Noah Harari. He's a historian, very macro guy. I've talked about him on the podcast. And this final book is about, again, 21 Tips for the 21st Century. He basically talks about where we're at right now and where we could be going. And he talks about marketing and data.
What number was this?
This is...
I want to know where he feels this on his hierarchy of needs.
Were they ranked? Like, tip number 1 was the
he hasn't been given, like, tips. It's just... It hasn't been, like, listed... It had you would think the format of the book would be, like, 1 through 21.
Yeah.
But 21 chapters.
I haven't been picking up on that.
Okay.
Really?
The book's split into 3 parts, and there's...
7
chapters in each. But I don't know.
Math checks out there.
Yeah, math checks out there. I don't know. I haven't been picking up on serious tips, but he talks about how right now we're using algorithms to market better to physical people to buy things. But he says the more people start to use algorithms and rely on algorithms, the algorithms are eventually going to know what we want more than what we even know we want. So think about like recommendations and how like for me would like Spotify, like I'm going to go to my release radar playlist for Spotify to tell me what new songs they think I'll like, or go to my Discover Weekly playlist and give me a playlist of songs that I think I would like. I'm already doing this. But what if you did it with like
groceries?
What if you did it with like clothes?
I need that with groceries.
Right.
Clothes would be actually sweet too, because I like go to the same things every time.
Mm-hmm. So
I never buy clothes, but
I never buy clothes either. So maybe that was a bad example, but you get the idea.
But it'd be sweet if that was the case. Like if I bought like 2 things, then they kept on giving me like,
it was like, oh, you bought this, you might like this. Just like, oh, you watched this YouTube video, you might like this one. That kind of stuff. So from a marketing perspective, he was talking about how it's more important to physically have the data, how that's so important for a company. And but like marketing will eventually change to, instead of marketing to people, you're marketing to algorithms. So you're marketing it's just algorithms selling to algorithms, if that makes sense.
Yep.
How crazy, like,
Yeah,
I don't know, it kind of blew my mind where it's like everything that we do, it's like, oh, we want to grab that one person so that they listen to this podcast, or we do this, but instead maybe in the future it's just like, let's just hit that demographic. We're going to hit this algorithm, which is going to recommend it to 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And hopefully one of those buys in.
Yeah,
I don't know, it's weird.
It's super interesting just to see, like in the context of today, how companies are going about like data collection. Like all these big things with like Facebook and Google, like collecting all this data on you. Like it has to be so important. Like, you know, Mark Zuckerberg, of course, is seeing this, 10 years down the road where this sort of stuff like you're talking about is happening. Mm-hmm. That's probably why he's so like gung-ho about getting all this data right now. It's because that's going to drive all of this artificial intelligence that markets in the future, but it's so important to get the data now so you can be at that point, when the technology arrives. It's so interesting.
It's the most important thing for any business. That's like the biggest takeaway. That's the biggest tip, is if like you're a company, the biggest asset you have right now is your data.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It tells you everything. It's insane. So that's what I learned. Great. Kind of wild.
No, I love that. And I it's scary because like that's like every app you have, that's their intention across the board, whether they're out front and they're out like telling you that or not. Every app is trying to gather their data, your data, and then sell that to someone. And it's usually they're selling it to Google or they're selling it to Facebook. And then Facebook can use their app interface now to gather one specific interest or one specific niche. And it's incredible. Yeah. And then from the marketing perspective, if you can figure out how the algorithms work and make sure that your content is always in fluctuation with where you're going and where you want people to see it, you don't need a lot of knowledge to accomplish that. It's just kind of like a little bit of a trial and error, and then once it hits, it hits. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Do you think it's scary? Because I think there's a point to be made about how it's just going to make our lives more convenient, that they know what we want before we even know it, and all of a sudden we're exposed to great new things, and we get all these things, kind of curated for us. I think that's, I understand the scary part, but
the scary aspect is the algorithm itself and the lack thereof of not like Facebook knows it, and everyone else has to figure out that algorithm to make their business profitable. And they keep that algorithm a secret. And they just have people just pushing money into it left and right to figure it out. And then once they do, they change it every year. So you really you never have their algorithms figured out. And Declan and I were talking about this a few months ago. Of if these algorithms just for posting were fully transparent, I think that would just like it would make everything very even,
level the playing
field.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like the fact that like no one really knows what all the different inputs for an Instagram algorithm are.
Yeah,
people will complain about that from now till the end of time. It will always change. But I thought of it was kind of interesting because I thought like data is our biggest asset, right? Well, the more you like interact with this, like say Facebook advertising, like we run Facebook ads, we get we get information about our own demographic. Well, what if we were able to use that to then recommend podcasts to people? And then the more you do that, the more you start to fluctuate with the data that you're getting in from the interaction on your page. And then now you're using that to then recommend podcasts to specific groups of people. So then you're becoming like this sort of trading. You're creating your own platform for your own company.
Yeah, you're retargeting for your own content.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
I was thinking about that as well. I was like, oh, maybe we should, because like there isn't really like a really good, especially because we're so specific. Like if you listen to the Backpocket and we have 100 million episodes, no one really knows where to go. There's not a really good user interface to help you find the best podcasts.
And and like the value prop for your podcast isn't necessarily one, like you get such a wide variety of guests on. You're not going to tune in because you guys only do business specific content or anything like that. Like you're going to tune in because you think you guys are interesting, you think the questions are interesting, stuff like that, not because it's a specific niche. So that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
I was right.
A lot of algorithm talk.
Good stuff.
Thank you, man.
Love your What Did You Learn?
Always coming at you guys.
Ty, what did you learn, man?
Okay, so true or false, this is a pro Fairlife milk podcast.
Oh,
so
shit.
there's a fine line.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Because I love Fairlife milk,
Yeah.
and even though it's lactose free from milk, it still hits me.
Okay.
I'm sensitive to that stuff, and I'm like, I love it though. Their chocolate milk is phenomenal.
Well, one of my what did you learn, and Deck, you might know this just given your reaction, but recently they've been hit with a lawsuit.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, it's bad.
Surrounding the treatment of their cows, because Fairlife, their whole prop is that it's
great cows. They got the best cows.
They treat them great, and their lifestyle's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Well, there's a lawsuit that's basically saying not so much.
It's not a 5-star hotel.
You do not treat them as well as you say that.
Oh no, what's going on? They got a Yelp. Was it one bad Yelp review, or is it pretty?
I don't think it was a bad Yelp review. It was like an entire farm, and these dairy farms have like hundreds of thousands of cows.
Hundreds of thousands?
Oh, they're ridiculous.
Andrew, I need to send you. Hold on.
How many cows? You're kidding.
I don't know specifically.
Is that real though? Like that many cows in one farm?
Oh, 100%.
It's an industrial farm. Yeah.
Oh man.
So
I thought they were like free roaming cows that are like maybe there's 6 on a farm and they're all like loving each other.
Look,
it's like a happy rainbow, Fairlife, right? Don't they have a rainbow on their logo?
Great, dude. We'll send that fucking bit to their marketing team and tell them how great they did. Cause I gotta send you this Instagram video that I found, and it's like literally a 10 carousel post. Every single one is just these cows getting fucked up, dude. Like they are getting beaten up,
like
bad.
Getting long strided by like Ray Lewis.
Oh yeah, it's not good, dude.
Apparently, there's already been an arrest in Fair Oaks Farms.
They arrested a cow.
No, the cows are the victims here.
Oh, you're right.
They arrested a farmer or somebody that works at Fair Oaks Farms because of like animal abuse.
Yeah, no,
against
it's not
these
good.
cows.
It's really not good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I saw it and I was like, okay, I can't finish the rest of this video. I got to get on the mics and address this because I don't know if we can be a Fairlife podcast, and we got to talk to Sam about this too, and maybe we, have an offline conversation with him. But I'm gonna just go ahead and say like, I'm not feeling good about Fairlife right now.
Yeah, and
that blows me away because they're so pro happiness, dude. They're so safe. And they're so safe for their cows.
I can.
So what did they do wrong?
I just abused the animal. I don't know.
Okay, I don't know how any of this like farming stuff works, but they were just like.
Which my question was like
no love.
Yeah, and I know it's like a thing that like a lot of people are like cows or even animals just in industrial like food production aren't treated the best, but to have your company be like solely
anti that
pitched on that. And then something like this bad, because I don't know how bad it gets at like these industrial farms anyway. Yeah. Like I just assume that they live really close to each other and their life just exists to milk and then die and then that's it, which sucks. Like they're not like free ranging on the on the open plains.
The hippie farm.
Right. They're not doing that. So I don't know like where normal farms fall in that spectrum, but to have your company be like, we're gonna treat these animals so well, and then something so bad like that happen, that's just the biggest mess up that you could ever have. And I don't think that's PR 101. That's hard to come back from.
They're done. Yes. They're bag them and tag them, close that company out and punish them.
Yeah.
Because I'm pissed.
I love how I started this off with you. Like
he had no idea.
I asked you about Fairlife.
He had no idea 2 minutes ago.
You're like, well, I'm lactose intolerant, but I just still love it so much. And then I tell you, like,
yeah, I'm actually. It's kind of like Lacroix. Did you see what happened to Lacroix?
Yeah,
no.
Lacroix just happened too.
Yeah, the stuff that was actually like the rat poison or whatever, cockroach juice, whatever was inside it, and like the PR company or even like it might even been like the chief officer of the whole organization of Lacroix he denied these allegations of poison in the Lacroix, and there's actually something in there. Yeah,
Something in the water.
there's something in the water, and they fired him, and they're like trying to backtrack and fix things. But
Do they know
it's not
any
gonna
like
stop me.
health implications?
I have no idea. I haven't done a lot of research, but I immediately read the article and grabbed one just to taste it and see if I taste the poison. I'm like, nope, don't taste it. I'm in. I'm staying. I'm gonna continue to buy LaCroix because it's better than bubbly and it's better than Trader Joe's knockoff brand. So I'm gonna stay with LaCroix.
Yeah, I will say they have some great staying power because there's a lot of, you're right, like bubbly, all these brands that are popping up, but LaCroix's still king. Like,
And they come out with new flavors. Like Decky's got this key lime juice over here.
Oh, and it's so much better than actual lime. Like, I mean, we'll do it. Look, key lime, dude. This thing is.
I went
hot.
regular lime, and it still got good flavor, but that is just too good.
Look, it might have stuff that has long-term impact, and we'll go on this podcast and say that. But dude, it's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll never drink Fairlife again. I will not.
Won't do
that.
it.
But with the company admits a rat poison scandal, you're loud and proud, right in the middle of the.
No, they're not
podcast.
admitting to it yet.
Well, they're just admits the scandal, like it's
There's something.
it's a legend.
Yeah. There's something in the water.
There's something in the water that's not just.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, at least they're not hitting cows. So
Yeah, at least we're not doing that.
But staying on current topics and staying on the news,
we're a current topic podcast.
Yeah, we got a
now.
current video that's rolling out here. I heard this video on every single podcast that I was listening to this week.
okay.
They're all like comedy conversational podcasts, and this video was played on all of them, and it was like a good 15-minute bit across the board. So
So this it. We're watching it.
Yeah,
I
so
want
we've.
to turn up the volume
Oh
too.
yeah, turn the volume up.
So this video is it's a grandma getting hoisted she was hiking, and she's getting hoisted up in with that little string.
No.
And
Oh
it
my
just-
God.
Oh
no.
It just starts spinning. She's in her little stretcher down at the base, like on the string, and the helicopter's flying over this open field, and she's just spinning in her
my
little
gosh.
stretcher.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait until it picks up a little bit.
Do they know what's wrong with her? Like, was she like have heat stroke or something? Like, was she in there conscious?
You know, I do not know,
Oh my goodness.
but she's struggling.
Whatever was wrong with her got amplified by 10 after that happened.
There was no extra injuries. No, she actually passed out unconscious, and she doesn't remember any of it. Go back to the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's crazy. We gotta watch that one again. There's no. By the way, there's
No sound.
no sound.
That's cool.
Okay.
So this woman just starts going, dude. Oh.
Look at it, it's just humming.
That's horrible.
It's just getting flown over this poor Arizona field.
She's in her 70s.
Yeah.
Oh, she just passed out. The centrifugal force just
Yeah,
freaking
knocked her out.
KO'd her, dude.
And it saved her, right? Because like car crashes, when you get knocked out unconscious before the crash, like
Yeah.
out of panic,
Your body goes limp.
and you have less injuries because it's not stiff.
Huh.
Like
Mhm.
So she's thanking everybody, right?
I don't know. Well, that shouldn't have happened. She could have just been safely moved and transported, but
Yeah.
she had a little
Wow.
dizziness and nausea from
That's
the
it,
spin.
huh?
Yeah.
I never thought about that, but like the physics makes sense where that should happen more, but it said that there's usually like a mechanism that prevents it from happening that obviously failed right there.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple extra cables. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Before it plays again, you might want to take it off.
I don't even. That's my thing. I don't know how to ever control this shit.
Yeah. Oh, there's another video.
This is just the same video.
Oh,
from-
yeah, we can just keep watching.
now from the Daily Mail.
Yeah, now everyone's covering it. We're covering it on a podcast. Watching another.
Oh, this is better. This is more footage.
Yeah.
No way. This might get a little
She's getting
interesting.
dragged to the bushes?
No, this is above it.
Okay.
I love how
They're pulling
they're
her up.
close to getting her up, and then it just starts moving.
Oh, so they're supposed to.
Oh
No way! The helicopter fan caused it to twirl.
So
yeah.
were they gonna pull her all the way in?
I don't know, but they're clearly releasing it now because they're like,
They're
oh
like, ah.
shit!
Bill, put her down. Bill, she's going fast. Bill,
Release.
Bill.
Release.
Look at it. Oh my god. This is way more footage, dude.
This is better.
Wow, she was spinning for.
What was the last video that we watched? Oh my god.
That's so violent. No. That's so violent.
Yo, that's the most intense. They're just taking off.
That is the most aggressive amusement ride of all time. Oh my
my god, dude.
You're kidding,
No
dude.
way.
That took off with force.
What do you think was happening in the cockpit there? Like when they started spinning so fast, they just took off.
Yeah. They flew
Bill, we
fast.
gotta just run.
Just get out of here.
Oh, dude,
My
go back a little bit.
The last video only showed like this part of it, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's spinning, but it's not
It's not that
that
bad.
fast.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude. Holy
And then they got her up, and
Oh,
she's
what do you
good to
think?
go.
Do you think they just opened the bag and like, she's probably dead?
That was
Yeah.
the best jump cut of all time.
Excuse me, miss. Are you alive?
Just jump cut.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh my Holy shit.
She had to be knocked out within seconds.
Seconds, dude. That is something fierce. Oh, you remember when your dad put you around in the merry-go-round at the park, the one where you like you spin it around in circles?
Yeah.
And usually you fall off when it gets going kind of fast. She couldn't have fall. They tied her in there, dude.
Packed. She was packed tightly.
That'd be so terrifying.
Good thing she was secured. She didn't just like
Yeah.
shoot out.
That might be one of my new biggest fears. That's a fear that I never thought to have, getting airlifted into a helicopter and then spinning like that. But
So I've heard the audio, because it was a podcast that I was listening to. It was
the audio of like the cockpit.
the cockpit. Yeah.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
on your mom's house podcast with Tom Segura and his wife Christina P. And dude, the cockpit was hilarious. It was like, oh no, they didn't like freak out or anything. It was just like, it was honestly someone's name was like Bill or something. It was like, Bill, it doesn't look good. She's flying.
Oh my
You're
Bill,
working
she's
out.
going fast. Bill, she's spinning.
Yeah,
Bill,
and
she's spinning.
she's spinning. We're gonna have to lower. Okay, now lower. Oh, it's not slowing down. It
Oh,
is.
Yeah. Bring her. Hey, Bill, bring her back up. Bring her. Yeah. No, Bill, just take off. Bill, we're gonna have to go. That's something like that.
Something like exactly like that actually.
Because you can't put her down because you'd hit the ground too hard.
Exactly. Yeah,
Dude, then
they couldn't hit the
fucking-
release button and just.
Dude, she would. Maybe this is what gets us closer to time travel. This might be it.
She might have went to a new realm,
Yeah.
like the 6th dimension.
Oh my gosh.
How many
Yeah.
dimensions have they figured out? 8.
They got like an 8 or 9, and this might be the 9th.
This is the late. Yeah, add another one to it.
This might be it. Time travel, dude.
That was
she
insane.
went. She went back to the 70s. She traveled back to her times at Grateful Dead concerts. In that moment,
And they were getting those print press t-shirts.
the lot tees.
The lot tees, the one of a kind lot tees.
Yep, that's nuts. She probably got to see who actually assassinated JFK.
Wow.
You're kidding.
That is ridiculous.
Wow. Well, that was awesome.
That blew my mind. The difference in videos. The first one was so calm. I mean, it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's a spin. That's pretty
Yeah.
scary.
That was so PC, dude.
and so
Then the
good.
jump cut in that second one, it went from her spinning like pretty fast to
light
Bang.
speed, like as fast as the helicopter were the fans on the helicopter.
that's
Yeah.
the video you have to put in this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Daily Mail.
Daily Mail.
Good stuff. And headline grab here. Distressing moment.
I would have been a little bit more than distressed.
How about violent?
Yeah, I would use violent spinning. Grandma spins violently out of control as airlifted out of during helicopter rescue. I think would have been my clickbait.
That's way better.
What would you have said?
I would have probably said something like near fatal centrifugal force threatens grandma's rescue.
That's even better.
Yeah.
You got anything?
I mean, I was going to use the word violent pretty heavily. And I was just going to be like, a woman nearly dies through violent helicopter, ferociously, unforgivingly, continues to fly through Arizona desert.
All right, so we need to start doing more of this.
Yeah.
Clickbaiting, dude. Awesome. Great. What did you learn?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude.
I was
All
gonna.
right.
The best part was I was gonna show Deck this video because I wanted to see. I had not watched that video yet, and
Oh,
I've
it's
heard
so
it on
good.
2 podcasts,
Oh
and
my
I just
gosh.
keep forgetting to watch it. And I came home, I was like, Deck, I gotta show you this video. He goes, no,
Yeah.
save that for the podcast.
Killer reaction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Always thinking about content. Gotta
Oh,
think about content.
never sleeps.
No.
Content never sleeps, dude. Holy sheesh. Feel good story.
That brings us to the feel good story.
We're here.
Yeah. Do you know the origin of the feel good story, Ty?
I don't, and I'm an avid listener, so I'd love to hear it.
Yeah. So we have done a feel good story on not every podcast, but we used to.
The original intention, and it still exists today. If you go back to episode 1, we actually used to record the back end show on the back end of interviews, and that would happen for the majority of season 1 and 2. And then part of the back end show, or the back part of our interviews, was a what did you learn in a feel good, or average quality what did you learn in a feel good story. So this season we took that and just made it its own show, which is what this is, the back end show.
Right.
And the intention of the feel good story is to always end on a positive note. No matter what you do, no matter how you do it, you always end with positive vibes.
And it fluctuated from, shouting out some of our marketing interns because, making them feel good and because they made us feel good, to just current events happening, to really us just like doing stuff off the cuff and thinking of something on the spot.
Usually our moms have gotten the feel good story a ton of times.
Yep.
Well deserved.
Yeah. But
so I want to ask you, Ty, and this is an unprepped question, but what made you feel good this week?
Yeah. So I was thinking about this as you were saying it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a bit of a shameless plug, but for my podcast, I sent out a bunch of thank you notes to all the guests that I had,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
no shame in plugging it. Give them the deets on where they can find if they want to go back and listen to 1 through 8, correct?
1 through 13.
13.
So you can find 1 through 13 is called How They're Here. It's a podcast about business. We sort of unpacked, very similar to this. I drew a lot of my inspirations from Deck and Andrew, these guys, and just having a conversation. I didn't want it to feel like an interview where I had written down questions, and I learned from your guys' mistakes where you said that you had written down questions and just it was not a great flow, and I wanted to learn from that. So I just, I never sent the guest questions. Very conversational, and we talked about business, life, sort of their mindset of getting there. And I tried to niche it down as much as I could to, Midwestern people, because I think that's a mindset that I resonate with, and a lot of people that I know could resonate with as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I took a break this summer just because a lot of different things going on, and I decided to reflect a little bit, which I think is always good. And I sent some thank you notes to all my guests because, I said it in the thank you notes, I said it in a LinkedIn post, but without any of them, I grew so much in those 7 months that I did the podcast, just professionally and personally, and learned so much about myself. And it was in large part due to the guests. So I took some time, wrote some notes, and sent them out. And I got a really cool response from this guy by the name of Chris Jackson, who is the videographer, like lead videographer for the University of Minnesota football program. And he puts
what's his Leo the Creator?
Leo the Creator, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you should go check out his stuff, or if you go to Minnesota football on Instagram, all of that great video work is his own. So he was my third episode, and he was, like you guys, one of the first people that I had reached out to. So his, him saying yes and him, doing all these things for me along the way, like you guys have, has just meant so much more, because when I reached out to him, I was like, I had no content posted or anything like that. So I sent him that note, and he sent me this fantastic message back, just about how he thought I was just, another run-of-the-mill Carlson kid, and, there's all these stereotypes that surround, business school students, and I definitely fit those molds in more way than one. But he said, after getting to know me and all this sort of stuff, that he, is so happy that he did, and so happy that he said yes, and that my, interviewing him and the content that he got from that, and just the saying yes to doing the interview has meant so much for him, and so opened up so many doors for him, that he's grateful for that opportunity, as grateful as I was for him saying yes. So
Ooh.
I think that was just so cool to see that, not only that two-way value exchange of like, I was just so thankful for him, and to him, for him to have received value from me just meant so much to me, and made me realize I was doing the right thing. And then also for him to say, after getting to know you, that you're, I realize that you're a really great guy, that, that means the world to me. So that really made me feel good. I got that message probably on, Monday or Tuesday, but it just made me feel like really like, man, like, a lot of those, and you guys know it too, but like a lot of this stuff is just like tireless and thankless hours. And, you do all this stuff in the dead of night or after you get home from work and you're dead tired. You don't want to do it anymore, but, getting those sort of messages just make it all worth it 100%. So that was what it made me feel good this week.
Amen.
Yeah.
That made me feel good.
Thank you.
Good work, Ty.
Yeah.
I
And your
appreciate
letter
that.
to us, by the way, we've said it before a million times, but that honestly like made our day. Like that was the coolest thing you did, and you're so good at writing.
Yeah, I can't wait for Ty's first book. Yeah.
Honestly, like from the first
you.
email you sent us, we were wowed, to this letter that you ended up writing us. Wow. And your growth as a person, your podcast has been phenomenal. Now your unending commitment to this podcast and growing with us is incredible. And yeah, nothing but good things coming from you, man. I appreciate what you've already accomplished. As a freaking what are you, like 15?
Yeah, something like that. I'm 20.
Yeah,
21.
20.
Yeah,
Freaking
21.
awesome.
That's
man.
gonna be
Bocella.
last
You know,
year.
and
Yeah, last
Bocella,
week.
and yeah, I love it, man. You're doing great things. I'm excited to see where you go. But phenomenal end of this podcast, boys. Great work. Love you guys. Take care.
Take care.
I've been